Hello guys, this is Quang Huynh, Video Content Marketing Coach, and welcome guys who are new to my group. I'm just looking at my own Facebook group. Get more clients using video marketing. So for some of you guys who are in this group, you're wondering, what is this group about? This group is about using video marketing to generate leads, to get more exposure. Because you got to know guys, there's about 500 million videos viewed daily on Facebook. Okay, now this whole group isn't just about video marketing for Facebook. It's about LinkedIn, it's about Instagram, it's about YouTube. So it's a collective group where I'm going to post tons of content about how to use video marketing to get you guys more engagement, because study shows about 80 to 90% of people who purchase on a website or jumping on someone's business page is because they have seen a video rather than seeing dry text or pictures. And you'll notice on some business profile pages, there is literally 0 likes to maybe 1 or 2 likes. And those 2 likes are either their mum or their wife or their spouse. So today I want to address this this thing called the 5 limiting factors of video. Okay, why do business owners and coaches and entrepreneurs all know about the value of video, yet they do not want to go on video? And you're wondering why is there a cat here? This is my this is a segue to what I'm going to talk about later, which is a book review called Save the Cat. It is a screenwriting book, and I'm going to extract something from this screenwriting book, which is screenwriting is basically, movies, there's scripts, and, certain scripts are written in a certain way to make certain movies. So I'm going to extract that and put that into the way you can post your content via video or written text to get more engagement. But more about that later. That's the reason why I have a cat here. So now, to address the limiting mindsets, I posted something the other day, which was the 5 deadly limiting beliefs about... Oh, I've got 2 guys on. I wonder who's on. Let me see who's on. Who's on? I want to say homage to guys. I can't see who's on. Oh. Okay, doesn't matter. Just drop a comment if you see this. So the 5 limiting beliefs. So what are the 5 limiting beliefs? So number 1, what if I don't look good on camera? Okay, that's the biggest belief, because right now I'm running a 7-day video challenge. And in this 7-day video challenge, I have about 45 contestants, 45 challenges. About 90% of people are doing the challenge. The 10% fall under this limiting mindset factor where they think they don't look good on camera. Number 2, what if what I'm wearing is not video worthy? Oh, for me, we're in isolation. I'm not gonna wear a suit at home. I'm wearing something that's quite comfy. And someone jumped on. Hey, how you going? And number 3 is what camera gear should I use? I'm literally shooting this on my camera, so that there's no way I'm using a high D camera. And yes, I am using a bit of a Yeti mic, and if you want to know, just drop your comments to see what is this mic and how the hell did I get it hanging here. So it's for podcasting, but you can literally use actually I'm actually using my phone's mic. I'm actually not using this. I don't know why the hell I have this here. Maybe I have this here just to look fancy, right? So you buy a mic to look fancy, which I usually zoom on my computer, and I use this mic. But for this purpose, it's literally my camera. So, and then number 4 thing limiting mindset is, what if no one watches the video? So at the moment, I've got 2 person watching this video. In my 7-day challenge group, which is more of an exclusive group, and people have paid to be in there, I got tons of comments. Like my first day video, I got 135 comments, and I got like 20 people watching it. So for you guys who think, I'm on my Facebook group and I'm going on live and there's like literally 0 person going on, it doesn't really matter, because people who are not on, they usually watch the replay. The point is you're just here to add value whilst we're in isolation. And that's the reason why I'm jumping on. And number 5 is, what if I get trolled? Okay, so there's all these limiting mindsets about video. Okay, number 1 is, what if I don't look good on camera? What if what I'm wearing is not video worthy? What camera gear should I use? What if no one watches this video, right? What if I get trolled? Again, those limiting mindsets about video is all about you, me. You guys are business entrepreneurs, right? Whether you're a coach, business owner, whatever you're doing, you're here to serve value in this world. It isn't about you, right? Right now, you know that video marketing or video in itself converts more conversion, gets more eyeballs. So therefore, you know it's a cool tool. And you know that this tool works, yet you don't want to go on camera because you have all these lower self issues, these, self-doubt issues. And what you guys end up doing is become keyboard coaches or keyboard business owners, where you expect to type things and get engagement, which is fine. But the thing is, if there was a way to get you more engagement so you can serve your clients more better, why won't you use it? It's like saying, you used to be writing with twigs, right, to get your message. But now there's this thing called the pen, all right? And you wouldn't be saying, oh, I'm not going to use the pen, because what if I hold it and it falls? What if I don't know how to write it? What if my writing looks crap? So those are the limiting mindsets. It's a tool at the end of the day. And I know some of you guys will be thinking, hey, go on camera, I get judged and all that stuff. But it's something that you need to conquer. You got to also know that I'm not the only person that's saying this. Gary Vee says it. A lot of top coaches who are crushing it on the internet, all those social influencers, they're all on camera and speaking to their audience. And I'm going to make more of a practice to come on live in this free group to give you more value. So if you guys have any questions about the video challenge, I am going to run one maybe 2 weeks later if you guys are interested. But I want to tell you, as an interesting scientific study of doing this challenge, is a lot of people will do it. Some people start off slow and they have issues with the image or using the app to edit the videos. But what happens is, once they try it 1 time, 2 time, 3rd take, 4th take, 5th take, and then finally they release the video onto social media or onto that private group, they tend to have this relief that it's not so bad at all. It's, at the end of the day, a video. And then they do a 2nd video, and then a 3rd video, and it gets better and better and better, and they become subconsciously liking the fact of going on video. And that's where you want to be. You want to be in a phase where you like the way you sound on camera, you like the way you look on camera, and it doesn't matter if you look kind of disheveled like I am at the moment. I haven't really don't really call this a hairstyle. So that's what I want to address, the 5 limiting beliefs of going on camera. If you do have issues like that, I want to tell you is sit down and really address those 5 issues. Look down in my post below. There's a post that says the 5 deadly limiting beliefs. Do ask yourself, is that a limiting belief that is serving you? And if it's not serving you, why do you continue believing in this story that you tell yourself? Okay. So now let me address, why do I have a cat here? So the cat here is from this book called Save the Cat. Save the Cat. It's a screenplay by Blake Snyder. So I have been studying screenplay for a while. I'm not a screenwriter, but I love to write screenplay once in a while because I love movies like The Terminator. Any blockbuster movies from like the 1900s till now, I've watched literally every one of them. And every one of them has a formula of making a successful story. So what I mean by that? So there are actually 15 elements to a movie. 15 elements to a movie. And I'll probably go find it and drop it in the comments later if you're watching this replay. But this is really interesting because by studying how a great movie can really draw you in the moment the movie starts to when it kind of ends and climaxes and then it resolves and you come out feeling, wow, it's such an amazing movie. But then have you ever wondered, how did I do it? What is the broken down structure of these movies? And how does this relate to Save the Cat? So the whole philosophy of this screenplay book is when we watch movies, right? If there's a hero that is perfect, that has everything in the world, that has all the tools and gadgets, right? And then goes through the movie and all the obstacles that he faces or she faces is like nothing. Comes in a way, bang, goes away. And then the movie ends. Are you likely to like that movie? If you ask yourself, in the last 5 movies that you watch, is that a good movie that there's a perfect hero that comes out, saves the day, has 0 obstacles, and then the movie ends? Most likely not. Most likely you'll not even ever watch it again. And probably after watching the trailer, you probably won't be watching it. So then what is Save the Cat? So Save the Cat is an idea, is that it's a concept where the hero at the start of the movie does something nice. So for example, if a movie starts and say there was a cat in the tree and he goes and saves the cat, and then that scene has nothing to do with the movie, but it shows that this person has kind-heartedness and has empathy to save a cat that's on the tree. And what happens is then the hero then continues along with his journey. What happens is then you're more likely to be invested in this hero on his journey as he's going on to defeat the dragons or defeat any obstacles that's in his life. But if you take that scene away and that hero just starts off and goes, boom, let's solve all these problems, and goes on the hero's journey, you probably feel a disconnect with this person. Now, you might be saying, how does screenplay and Save the Cat and this cat and me talking about this has to do anything with my business? It has to do with story selling in your business, storytelling, emotional selling in your business. Now, if you're on social media and you're deriving most of your income from social media or online presence, or maybe on a retail level, which is going to be ending soon, right? COVID-19 is going to end retail industry. We're all moving towards a digital age, a more information age, a more social media age, where people will see your journey online. Now, you need to be able to show them the Save the Cat moments. The moments where you helped someone do something for free. The moments where you added value to something in someone else's life for free. All right? The moments that you've changed your life for the sake of the good of humanity rather than money, profit, and all that stuff. You're more likely to have people more invested into you. Now, Save the Cat is just an element of the book, but the whole premise of the book is that he has this thing called the beat sheet. I know you can't see it, I'll read it out to you. So the beat sheet is, what it is every movie has a beat. So there's 15 beats to a movie according to Blake. So he says there's an opening image, there's a theme stated, which is the idea of the movie. There is a setup, so what is the movie about? There's a catalyst, all right, which is something triggered in this hero's journey to set him onto this journey. There's a debate, all right, and there's a break into Act 2, and then there's the B story, fun and games, midpoint, bad guys close in, always lost moment, dark night of the soul, break into Act 3, finale, and final image. Obviously, you're not going to remember that, and that's for a movie. But to break this down for your journey in terms of identifying who you are as a person, as a presence in your business or social media or whatever, is there's actually 4 elements, right? So number 1 is why you started your business, right? Or where do you come from? Where does your business, like, where do you come from? Where were you born? Who were you? And then number 2 is your false victory. So what does that mean? So you might have started your life thinking that life is this way. This is your career, this is your goals in life, and you've got some success. Why do I call it a false victory? Is when you achieve your career or you reach a certain age in your life, you thought that that was success. You realize it wasn't your success. Or you reached a point where you met an obstacle that you couldn't overcome. Okay, so you start with your origin story, which is your why. Where were you born? Not why. Where were you born? Your origin story. To your false victory, it might be a career, a short-lived success. And then it goes into your crash story, which is what happened after you found out that thing, that object, that goal you wanted wasn't your actual success. So your crash story could be a death in the family. It could be a spiritual death. It could be something that you found that it was money that you were earning but you weren't getting fulfilling. You weren't getting any fulfillment in it. It might be a family issue. You might have a divorce. You might have a breakup. You might have had a health issue. And therefore, that's your crash moment. Okay? So how it starts off is you have your origin. It goes to your false victory. And then you go for your crash moment, which is here. And after your crash moment, this is the pivotal point of your business, is the system, the pivot, the reason why you are starting your business. There's something, the lesson that you learned from the false victory that wasn't true. And then the moment you pivoted, you found this new system, you picked it back up, and that's your rising story. And that's what you're selling. Either your products, why you're selling this product in the first place, your services, why you're providing this service. Because you've seen in your previous experience, you got burnt out before. It could be your coaching services. Okay, for me, marketing. All right. So my why was that a lot of people were not branding themselves correctly, and there's a lot of big dogs out there with a lot of big money, but branding can be done properly for a lower player and done correctly through video marketing and branding, strategically with content and everything like that. You can blow up your brand as much as those big players in the market. That levels out the playing field. So it's important to know about those 4 beats in your story timeline, because it affects the way you post your content. It affects the way you do your videos. Okay, people don't care about processes, your courses, your products. They want to know, who were you before? What did you do that got you out of the crash story? And how did you rise? And then because of that, what did you use to get there? So number one, what a lot of people misunderstand is they start selling products and services before start telling people about their stories and their journey. Because when you start selling products and services, then you're competing on products and services. You're competing with price. Then people will start to penny and dime you. Penny and dime you. Compare you A and B. But if you start with your story, your origin story, you show them your false victory, then you had a deep crash in your life, and then you had a rise, people would resonate with that because they see that in their own life as well. And sometimes they might be in certain phases in their life before they've risen. They might be still in their crash story. They might be going towards the crash, or they might be in their temporary false victory. So by you telling them that journey that you've actually came out of it, obviously, if you haven't, like, you won't be selling your product services, you haven't came out of your crash story, right? You'd probably be depressed, taking antidepressants at the moment. I'm joking, I don't know. But all I'm saying is, you need to know your actual story in those 4 beats, just like a movie is mapped out. It's 15 beats because a movie, obviously needs to drag people's more, get people's attention more. But in terms of your whole journey as a business owner, you need to be able to show that. And the best way to show that is through video. Yes, you see this cat going, it's super obvious. Yes, you can do it in written content. You can do it through your website. But I'm telling you right now, Goldfish Society, people like to watch videos, and video gets shared. And there was a study that shows every 10 seconds of video is worth 1,000 words. So if you're going to produce, 30 seconds of video footage, that's 3,000 words. Imagine 3 minutes of video. How many words is that? Can you write that many words? Are you that abundant with your time to able to write that many words to convey that message to your audience? And can someone sit there and read that much content, right? There's billions of content jumping into our timeline feed every single day. Would someone sit there and read who the hell you are by reading that long post? You got to be able to produce that in a video format. And that's what I teach in my video challenge. There is cold audience and there's the warm audience. And in the advanced level, there's the hot audience. So you need to be able to know where your audience is for you to target bits and parts of your story that targets that set of audience, right? Like you wouldn't talk to a warm audience like you talk to a cold audience. And you wouldn't talk to a cold audience when you would be talking a different way to a hot audience, right? You got to understand that, and that's what a lot of business owners don't understand. They don't know where the customer journey is. And most often, they don't know their own journey. They just come out guns blazing and go, these are my products and services, and let's go find some leads. But the thing is, you need to be able to show the save the cat moment of how you actually add value in the world by showing how you add value in the world in your own life. And if you can't show that, and you're simply trying to get people on phone calls and selling your products and services, then ideally, you're wasting a lot of time, okay? If you do your video content and your branding content correctly, I'm telling you right now, when someone jumps on a sales call with you, literally 80% will close, rather than you not doing this strategy and jumping on sales calls 20 times a day and wasting 20 hours of your life when you know they're not going to close. Because number one, they don't know you, probably don't like you, and they don't trust you. And they're simply jumping on the call because it's a free call. And you're simply wasting your time. And plus, with video content, and I'm learning from the best, which is Dan Locke. I learned from John Lee. I learned from Eli White, which is Tony Robbins' top #1 salesperson. And I learned a lot from Pen Jun, which is a social media influencer. And he talked about that video is sort of like a real estate. It's social capital. All this stuff that you're doing through video and through content about your story, that's your social capital. You want to build that capital every single day. And what happens is, yes, you are jumping on live or making a lot of effort to do videos. But what does that do is you're putting a deposit towards the social capital of your brand every single day. You're depositing your karma. Call it karmic accounts. Every video you do, every new video you do, every another video you do, you're adding a lot of social capital into the world so that you're omnipresent. So you either repurpose it on LinkedIn, you either repurpose it on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. You're literally everywhere with your videos. And because your messaging is uniquely you, because no one can replicate your story, your brand is uniquely you, people will start seeing who the person you are. They'll see how you save the cat in your own life. And then when you make a call to action, for example, when I did my video challenge, I made a call to action because I've been putting a lot of social capital in my timeline, if you follow me. And I got about 40 people joining my group, and they're all paid people who paid to get into the group. It wasn't a free group, right? I probably got more people doing it if I did it for free. But if there's no skin in the game, there's no game, you know? If no skin in the game, there's no game. If people don't pay, they don't pay attention. So what I was trying to say is, you got to understand is, do not expect to withdraw from this social account that is on social media if you haven't built up your social capital. Don't expect to do a call to action and expect people to pay you tens, thousands of dollars for your products and services if you haven't deposited anything into the social capital world. If you do a half-assed video that has no purpose, no strategy, you don't know who the hell you're talking to, right? You don't know whether that was a cold audience, a warm audience, or a hot audience. You're just doing videos for the sake of doing it. You're writing content that has totally no purpose. It has no origin story. There's no, the short-lived, what they call it? It's called the temporary success. You start with origin story, and then you have your false victory. The false victory. Then you have your crash story. If your audience doesn't know that about you, don't expect them to close them on anything. If they don't know you, they're not going to buy from you. So that's what I want to say, guys. This is why you need to jump on videos. And there are 5 video mindsets I really want to summarize. Is that, number 1, what if I don't look good on camera? You do look good on camera. What if what I'm wearing is not video worthy? No one cares unless you're wearing undies. But that might be a different niche. What camera gear should you use? No one cares. Just use your phone. What if no one watches this video? Who cares? No one's watching this video at the moment. I'm just adding social capital. If I could inspire one person who does watch this replay, because I've got about 600 people in here, I've done my job. And that person will probably reach out to me for my products and services, right? If it doesn't, at least it's inspired them to take a bit of action to probably jump on videos, okay? You're trying to add value into this karmic account called social bank account. And number 5, what if I get trolled? You won't get trolled because you're not famous enough. Nobody knows who the hell you are. You're not Gary Vee. You're not Dan Lok. You're not these Kim Kardashians. No one knows who you are. And the reason why you need to do videos is that people know who you are so you can get hated on. All right? If you're not getting hated on at the moment, you're not famous enough. And I'm not getting hate, but hey, all I'm saying is, as you're starting off, no one's got to hate on you. And if they hate on you, tag me. I'm going to hate on them back, right? So I'm going to end this video. Do check out this book. I'm not affiliated to this, but it's an awesome book, Save the Cat by Blake Snyder. If you want to learn more about storytelling, there is another book that I've got about storytelling. I'm just going to pull this up for you. It is called this one. This is a pretty cool book. I know it's upside down. I'll read it to you. A Story is a Promise and the Spirit of Storytelling by Bill Johnson. Really awesome book about storytelling. It runs into things like, how a story is about a promise, and there's certain techniques in storytelling, developing a character, what makes a good character. But I do suggest that maybe read this book. This book has awesome tips about what makes a movie awesome, and it has many examples of different story setups and movie setups that you can mimic if you want to sort of brand that around it. Maybe to give you an example, there's a thing called the there's a movie segment called the Rites to Passage. So Rites to Passage, it's when you're going through adolescent times, and these movies that are addressing this is maybe about When a Man Loves a Woman, starring Meg Ryan, 28 Days. So these type of movies is about transitioning through life. For example, puberty. There's a time where you were a preteen, and you transition through that. What are the pains that you go through to get to the end point, which is a realization that now you're an adult. So yes, it doesn't have a lot to do with business, but it does have a lot to do with the transformation part. And you can pick a lot of things from that to show how a person transforms. And you can pick a lot of good tips from there to see how you can sort of structure your video to show your own transformation. But again, I'm going to drop most of the tips here to make it easier for you. You don't really need to read a book. I'm just saying for those of you who are curious, go get the book. Otherwise, I'm going to drop more content here. I hope you really found value in this. My name is Quang Huynh, Video Content Marketing Coach. I hope this group serves you well, and I'm going to drop tons of more content. If you haven't, go subscribe to my YouTube channel, and it's got more other content on there, which I'll also share on this group as well. See you guys.